Hey YouTube, just wanted to share a little with you about investing, maybe a little about net worth building. One of the concepts that I see being misunderstood by everybody from the IRS to people on blind is that the most important thing is total compensation. How much you make per year being the most important thing that we need to focus on, and we need to maximize in order to be financially free. In actuality, that is not the case. If you go and every year you jump from job to job to job to job to job, and you have, let's say, a 10-year period where you're in 8 different jobs, your total compensation might be high. But it really does not give you a good time to put the systems in place that you will need to build wealth, to build financial freedom. So let's talk about that just a little bit. In order to build financial freedom, what you're looking for is you're looking for your net worth to start to come up just a little bit. Okay? Now, in '97, I got a job in IT and started doing a 401k and Roth IRAs, and my net worth started coming up like this. Right, over time it bounced. About 2009. 2009, I had some really abusive people at work, and I decided I did not want my family dependent upon that job and that income. So I determined this impossible goal, which was to go and to live on a McDonald's salary, so that if I lost my job, I could just go down to McDonald's and get a job. And do you want fries with that for a living? My family's income, my family's food and rent and all the basic necessities were not dependent at that point on my income and my job. They were dependent on me, but not the income or job. So about 2009, I started working on that, which is an impossible goal. Nobody can do it, to live on, about $20,000 in earned income. It took me about, we'll say, 2 years to hit that goal. Okay, so now I'm here, 2009. 2011, 2 years into that goal, I accomplished the goal. Yay! Accomplished the goal. And after I accomplished that goal, my thinking was that I did not understand how I accomplished this impossible goal. And so I started trying to learn about how I did that. And through this learning process, I determined I did not know how to invest. I determined, if you look at the line, I was a very good saver. I had a 401k, I had a Roth IRAs and those type things, and some mutual funds, but just from an investment standpoint, I wasn't doing so. I determined that I needed to learn how to invest. Right here. Okay? And that was an inflection point. And to learn how to invest, I determined the best investor in the world was Warren Buffett. So I got my family together, and we went up to the Berkshire Hathaway meeting in Omaha, and I sat down with a notebook, and he laid out what an investment was. He said, an investment was something that pays you while you own it. Now, at the time, I was looking at 100 acres of land to buy as an investment, maybe cover the taxes with some timber harvesting or things, but not an investment. And I got back and I saw, a house for sale for a great price. Just happened to see it on Facebook through a friend, and so I started into real estate. Now, real estate or rentals at that time was a great investment, and that was an inflection point. Okay. Now, I continued to pursue real estate. House number 1, 2011. Now, house number 2 was very difficult because I didn't have the skill sets to find them. I found the first one through luck, and so in 2011 to the first part of 2012, I spent 30 minutes to an hour every night looking at real estate to determine what the value was so that I could buy the next rental house. It took me 365 days to find the next one. The next rental house was purchased, and then I bought a house at the lake with that same skill set for my family to have a second house. Then I bought another house out there as a rental, and through about, we're going to say 2015, I'm just in real estate. So now we got 401k, Roth IRAs going on, which would have been, in this range here, and we added real estate. I start working with a friend of mine on sales, and we get into selling. Not only selling, through him, but also myself directly selling and understanding what the buying and purchasing schemes look like to make money in selling. So you've got the natural line of real estate in here, and now you've got this mixed up line of selling. Now, if you ask me what I'm working on today, I'm working on cryptocurrency. Why am I working on cryptocurrency? What makes cryptocurrency an investment? Well, at first I didn't think it was an investment. I thought, it's something you buy and you sell to someone else later for a profit. So I go to look at cryptocurrency, and I find that you can do things like staking and earn interest in bit mining. And so I start experimenting with different cryptocurrencies. Now at this point, I'm in cryptocurrencies, which I've probably made 25%, and I think we're going to have a new inflection point right here. Okay, well, you've got the new projected line. Maybe here's today. The old line is like this. New line is here, where this represents the value of cryptocurrency. I'm experimenting with it. I'm investing some money in it, but not a large portion of my net worth compared to other things. But I just want to take a few minutes to introduce you to that. Now, if you went and you said, what am I doing today? I would say cryptocurrency. I might buy another rental house, and I keep buying sales things that we sell, and those type businesses are still running. But if you said, what are you starting today? I'd say, well, I'm starting cryptocurrency. Everything else is kind of growing naturally or incrementally, we'll say, but cryptocurrency is going to be big, a lot bigger than it is today. But it might lead to the wrong conclusion. Because the wrong conclusion would be, if you are back here, right? Back here, what should you do? That's the right answer. Like, what was I doing when I was in your situation? Well, back here, I was getting a decent job. I went to college, got a decent job, started my 401k, started my Roth IRA, started building this base. Okay? So the one thing I'll leave with you with specifically today is, if you don't have a base, you should start building a base. Well, what are some things that are in your base? Well, your base, one of the things I use as my base is VIG, Vanguard's Index Dividend Stock. An S&P 500 ETF should be part of your base. Like every month, there should be a portion of what you make that goes into that to start building this line, okay? When you have this line, and this line, and this line are far less risky. Your income from these things, or your income from real estate, can cover, potentially tens of thousands of dollars in crypto losses that you might have and otherwise not be able to cover. You might, have cost you your house, or cost you your food, or those type things. And so just want to leave you with that one, what you should do today versus what you should do down the road. But the growth is always to try to do these things here to set yourself up for the next thing, to set yourself up for the next thing. Now, if you're out here just doing crypto, right, you may hit it. You may be like, oh, I got $2 million. Great, you got $2 million in crypto. What's it going to be like in 5 years? Is it going to be 100,000 or is it going to be 10 million? You know, you sell at 2 million and it goes crazy, then you're always doubting whether you should have bought or sell. But if you start with a base here, you go into crypto. If you have $2 million in crypto, great. You know, what's that look like compared to the rest of your portfolio? You're not jumping up and down. That jumping up and down is a lot of pain to endure. But if you like the video, like it. My goal is to get, maybe 100 views, 10 likes. I know